2,100 megawatts. That is the total amount of electricity generated in the country annually. The demand, though, is around 1,600 megawatts. With a surplus of approximately 500 megawatts, Kenya can comfortably export this extra energy to countries such as Uganda and Tanzania. While this may seem like a rosy picture, millions of Kenyans are still off the grid. In order to meet their energy demands, most have resorted to the use of harmful wood fuel, especially in the rural areas. However, green energy sources like solar and wind power could offer clean and reliable energy if harnessed properly. Ben Mureithi of Davero Freighters Limited is an advocate of the power of the sun. His company imports solar lights into the country.
Davero Freighters was started way back in 1993 by my late father. When he started it, he passed away 3 months later. So as I grew up, my mother introduced me to the company and told me, this is something your father wanted to do. Would you like to take it up? Which I thought was a brilliant idea. And so I decided to pick it up. And since it was already a registered company, I decided to bring in these solar lights, because there was a time when we moved from Nairobi and went to Kajiado County, we were also off the grid. So I decided to think of a way to help other people who are off that grid. So we didn't have electricity. My mom decided to invest in solar, which I thought was very interesting.
After an 18-year hiatus, Ben decided to give Davero Freighters Limited a fresh breath of air in 2011.
Yes, we do have the turtle, and we also have, yes.
In 2014, the 35-year-old started importing solar equipment into the country. However, it was not without its own unique challenges.
The biggest challenge I faced, first of all, was getting a trustworthy supplier. People really get conned out there. You never know who to trust, especially when it comes to your money. And you know no one will send you anything if you have not paid. They don't expect you to receive the goods, then you pay. So that was the first challenge. I actually lost some cash before I got a reliable supplier. The second thing was getting the goods cleared.
Even with these two issues sorted out, the entrepreneur would come up against yet another impediment.
The other challenge that we faced was convincing people of this new idea and telling them why it will benefit them. Because everyone thought, okay, fine, I might use this thing for 6 days or maybe 6 months, and that's it. I won't be able to use it again. So before people started accepting the idea of that you can actually live without the main electricity connected to you, you can use solar-powered solutions, it really took us some time.
Since then, the information systems graduate from the Multimedia University of Kenya has installed thousands of solar lights across the country. Ben, though, is nostalgic about his first ever client.
That's one of the best days of my life. We actually sold one and we went and fixed it. A solar light, we were like 6 guys trying to fix it, because we really came a long way. So it was a very good feeling. So that's why I realized this thing can actually work in this market. There's potential. And we are not looking at it as we are lining our pockets as a biashara. You're also seeing it as you're also helping other people and the environment as well.
According to World Bank estimates, approximately 800,000 young people enter the Kenyan job market annually. Ben, who has previously worked with companies such as Africa Wireless and Hewani Wireless, opted to go against the grain after realizing that he was not passionate about his career.
I'll be very honest with that. The sort of system we are in, the current Kenyan system, is we are told soma na bidii utafute kazi. Unfortunately, these kazis are a bit difficult to get. And whenever you get them, you're not satisfied, you're not happy. And I believe I am a budding I have a budding sort of character. I believe in not following the system, just thinking outside the box and try and test the waters.
Nevertheless, not everyone in Ben's family was stocked with the idea of self-employment. With a young family to fend for, his idea had to light up fast.
The reaction I got when I said I was going into self-employment was two ways. My mother really encouraged me. She told me it will take some time, so be prepared. So while I was still in Biashara, things were not going very well. I got married, so my wife was also pressuring me to look for a job. I had a few stints with some employment, but it really didn't work for me. So I still decided to go into Biashara. She was not really happy with it because we were hardly getting by. Paying for the utilities, things were hard. But finally things started opening up.
Ben's initial investment into the solar light venture was approximately 300,000 Kenya shillings. This amount would largely cater for the acquisition of the lights as well as a transportation and clearance at the port. Currently, Davero Freighters Limited has over 18 products on its products portfolio.
We really check on quality, first of all. When we guarantee a client 5 years, we make sure it is at 5 years. If we give a warranty of 2 years, we don't fall short of that. And when we say we are going to give you after-sales service, that is exactly what we mean.
Initially, Davero Freighters Limited sourced its products from China. Presently, the firm imports its merchandise from Europe.
The European products, they are affordable as well. And you find that they do last up to 5 to 6 years without any disturbances. So I prefer doing Europe because quality is guaranteed.
In 2015, China exported over $2.37 trillion worth of goods. Due to the continued increase in the cost of living, most Kenyan households are looking into ways of reducing the amount of money spent into utilities. Ben is of the opinion that this has made more people receptive to his company's products.
The best product that we have right now are two lights. These are lights that basically target people in the rural areas, lights that help the kids read at night, the ladies or the women to cook in the kitchen, the old men to read maybe their newspapers at night and even stay up longer and have a chat with your family. It's also helping entrepreneurs in the rural areas extend the working hours. That's our fastest moving product. It's the most received. It's a product that actually you can convert it into a torch, you can convert it into a light, you can also use it as a charger. So you can also make income from it by people paying you to charge their phones using it.
The Sunbelt solar light retails for 5,500 Kenya shillings, while the tortoise light costs 2,000 Kenya shillings. Even though Davero Freighters Limited might have found a solid footing at locally, it still has to grapple with a myriad of challenges.
I have learnt, or rather I have made mistakes during my stint as a businessman. Some of the mistakes I've made are trusting people too much. You find someone comes, he's talking all nice and rosy, he's assuring you everything is okay. He pays a deposit for some goods or some lights. 6 months down the line, he's not answering your calls. Some even change their numbers. So I've come to trust people. I trusted people too much and I made some really bad losses. The other mistakes I've made is trying to tell a client that it can be done. Well, I know that it can actually be done. So the way I came to realize that is we got an order for about 2,000 lights. And I knew getting those lights here would take about 45 days. But I promised the client I can deliver within 20. I lost that order. So from that day, I realized that if you can't do something, if you can't accomplish a task, tell the client, it's not possible now, but give us until a certain day. I am sure at that point you can deliver. Surprisingly enough, I came to realize they understand. They don't give you pressure. because you have given them as per when you'll be able to complete that task.
So, what advice does Ben Mureithi have for aspiring entrepreneurs?
First of all, for a startup and you are just starting off your business, do a business plan. Sit down, think about it. Don't start a business because you're seeing someone else doing it and they're doing well. You think that you can make it as well. I'll give you a very good example. You will find two butcheries joined, or rather sharing the same plot. But you'll find one butchery is getting more clients than the other butchery. Why? Because he's understood his market, he's understood his customers, and he knows how to deal with that. So if you open one next to him, don't think that you'll also make the same money. So sit down, think about it, draw up a business plan, and execute it slowly. Don't rush. Don't want to make your first million in 2 weeks. It doesn't happen. Nothing like quick money. Everything comes slowly but surely, and patience also pays.